start streaming like the movie that you feel like
Oh,
watching. That's what I meant. You said. Sorry. Yeah, start
that's all
streaming.
right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see. I don't. First off, I don't see the point of people bad mouthing something that they've never seen yet. You know, and then just if they're not interested, if they really feel they're not going to like it, shut up and go somewhere else. Like,
Ultimately, yeah, like there's times where I like anybody else, I'll see a post on Instagram and I'll feel like engaging, not because I'm positive towards it. It's more like there's too many people with really bad takes. Like when someone gives like a really bad take on something in order to be interesting,
uh,
and it's just like, try something else that has actual like there's some basis to make that argument. You know, it's just there's certain stuff where it's like, why are we trying to argue about whether or not John Byrne was influential in comics? Like it's not, it's a non-argument. You
yeah,
don't have to like the guy. Like you don't have to like Alan Moore to say that Watchmen is a monumental time in comics. Like
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it's objectively true.
I hate
So
it, but I know it's true.
yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah,
So it's there's just some stuff where when people try to make that point or prove that opinion of here's why he wasn't that important. It's like, well, only you, like you're trying to just have a hot take so that you seem interesting and it just seems
see,
dumb.
this is why I never do. I never ever do hot take. There's just opinion, but make sure it's your opinion. I think like if people do normally, a lot of the time when I see someone do a hot take, it means they're trying to say something to be controversial, but actually they're just talking shit. You know, that's mostly just people I see on. A lot of the time, it's just Facebook groups and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're trying to make a case for something that why are you even bothering to prove that
Yeah,
point? It's like Michael Jordan wasn't that good. Just a silly exercise.
yeah, it is.
You know what I
It's
mean? Like
it's
why talk
designed
about
to
something?
provoke a reaction and nothing else. They
Exactly.
have no argument to back anything up.
And I think most of it is bots. I
Yeah,
think a lot of it is bots. I
yeah.
don't know why.
You're not syncing. You're not lip syncing.
Hello, can you see me? Is it
Can you see it?
working?
Are you watching it live? Have you got it on your phone?
I'm watching it. I have it on my phone, but I don't have the volume up.
Put your volume up enough just a second and just see what it looks like for me, please. Thank you. Sorry, that was very bossy.
I'm talking now. I'm talking now. I'm talking now. I'm sync.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's an
Yeah.
echo. We got to shut it down.
Of course. Um, yeah. I didn't think of that for some reason.
Boom. How you doing, BC?
What up? Bomb.
Bomb. I'm gonna do that this time. Bomb. No, I don't want to bomb. No, 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 no. Echo, echo,
They do it
echo.
in Lego Justice League versus Bizarro League, and
Have you arrived,
Bizarro.
Omega? I'm coming.
Oh, Ooh.
Sorry. Bloody predictive. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It
That was a Freudian slip, and you know
the microphone wrote down what you were actually saying.
it. I can tell it's a bot. It's not really Omega bread. He said bloody. That doesn't sound like bread at all.
My mom said, I can see and hear you okay, but she can't hear you as well.
Oh, hang on. Let me check the volume again. Do 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 do.
I can hardly hear Dave. Maybe you got to bring your microphone closer.
Hello. What I was going to do was move my mic further away and turn up the pickup so that I'm not breathing into it. Because normally when I'm editing it, I sound like a pervert. I sound like an obscene phone call. And you're talking, you can hear me like.
I've never noticed that.
It's because
That's
I'm probably because
hilarious.
I'm editing and just listening to every little thing.
Probably.
Like every time I say and so. Yeah.
Probably.
They're my repeat. If you're playing the Omniverse drinking game, really? Right, hang on. I'm going to get my headphones on. I'm going to make a cup of coffee in a second, so I won't be able to hear anybody. I just want to make sure the sound is right.
Yeah.
Woo, that was a flick. Okay, how are we doing? Is it still quiet?
I feel I hear you fine.
Yeah?
I feel I hear you crystal clear. A bit better. Maybe you just got to bring your mic closer to your face.
It's my headphones.
Your
Is whether
headphones.
my headphones are in. It might be adjusting.
Better.
It might be
Ah,
trying to
okay.
balance the sound.
Got it. It's better. There we go. All right.
Is it okay if I quickly make a cup of coffee? I've got my other drink, but I just don't have a coffee, and I'll start coughing if I don't have
No
coffee.
problem. Do we have a commercial break today? Any mail?
We don't have any mailbag. We're just straight in. Um, the one thing I will say is I'm debating whether or not to list as much as I was going to in the stuff we didn't mention. I was thinking of just doing it by title. So, I mean, by all means, talk about what if you do want to add anything else that we don't cover. But I might just list them because, like, there's so much stuff there, but there's a point to it, to me listing them because
Okay.
there's really good stuff that we're not going to be able to cover. They have really, really overloaded July.
Feels like that.
Yeah,
I feel like there's so much, and
so much.
yeah, and I didn't really pick that much because I'm just like, there's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. Did we mention that before? Like,
Yeah, there's a couple that have been shifted,
yeah.
and there's some that have been shifted. There's some that there was. I'll say one. Sam and Twitch. I listed the deluxe a few months ago.
Oh, I had that on my list.
Oh, did you? Well, we literally
No,
only
but
covered it a few months ago, but the
yeah,
compendium's coming, so it's up to you, man. It's up
no,
to
it
you,
was it was more an option if I had if we doubled up on something.
right?
That's it.
But it's just so close since the deluxe came out. It's
Yeah.
literally about three months or something like that. It's insane. Like, why do it that way? That's too close.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's
just gonna make
it's it, everything gets lost in the shuffle with like what we've talked about and what's been shuffled in the schedule as well. It's annoying.
yeah, it's tricky to keep track. I might
Very.
have a method that might help us both out, but leave it with me.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm just gonna make a drink real quick.
Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't be quiet. Everybody's here with me. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just going through my list and considering some other options. Um, I didn't have as many things as I thought I would. Maybe because I haven't read them or wouldn't be able to talk about them fairly. But there are a bunch of things that I haven't read either that just looked interesting. So it's what you feel like buying, right? Do you guys have a lot on your list for July? Do you find yourself having a lot in your cart, if you will? Just look at what you guys are saying. No one's answering you back. Can I take a punt on a random July pick? Did any of you go for Black Badge by Matt Kint? I only pre-ordered today, completely by Black. No, but now I'm gonna look it up. Dave probably has it listed. Let's make a bet. Dave's got it listed. Hmm. 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 Oh, that's probably would help.
Hello, I'm still boiling the kettle. Can I
Boil the
punt
kettle.
the kettle? Black Badge by Matt Kint. No, I don't think so. But
Ah, I was
it
wrong.
it was due out, like, originally due out about 3 or 4 months ago as well, and I think it was delayed. Sorry, you're already talking about Black Badge.
I had looked at the comment and I had a bet going that you probably had it listed because you're good for finding those type of books.
Oh,
I'm like, Dave's probably got that. I hadn't. I had it on my list.
I didn't have it at all. Who's releasing it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is it Boom? I'll put it on the end list actually, if because that's a good shout. Oh, why am I vibrating? I shouldn't be vibrating. Why am I vibrating? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's Boom. Sweet. Thanks, dude. Is it a? Sorry, do you want to write the script? Is it um um a deluxe hardcover, or is it a trade? It doesn't really matter actually. If I put Black Badge by Mackin, it should cover it. Yeah, I missed that.
1 second.
Good shout.
1 second.
Oh, it is softcover, right? Thank you, dude. Cheers. Nice job. I was going to say, I've already talked to Eric about this morning. Christian Ward watched our last episode. So he dropped a thank you for the Death's Head recommendation from Hidden Gems, and dropped a little note to say thanks, which was really cool. It's really funny though, because he dropped a message and he goes, we get this quite a lot actually. People go, "Oh, your team do a great work." He goes, like, "This literally just us two." And they go, tell Dave, thanks for recommending Death's Head. So I feel like it's me. So yeah, we had a little bit of a chat about Death's Head, but I was doubly made up. I literally told him he's gone even higher up in my estimation, and it explains why in Black Bolt, the Black Bolt series he did the artwork for, Death's Head makes an appearance because he really pushed for it. He really, really pushed for Death's Head to be in it. So yeah, absolutely made up. But yes, I knew what you meant, dude. You're all right. I knew you meant excited, even though I think I fix people's words in my head when I know they've mistyped. Yeah, that was really cool. So that was a nice win for the day. I'm just slightly stalling now. You're right, dude. I was just talking about
I'm good.
Christian Ward dropping the thank you message for the episode.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was a thank you for promoting the book, and then thank you for letting me know there's a Death's Head book. So he's watched the episode.
They're watching, folks. They're watching. That's why those Omnis are
So
coming
weird.
out. If Christian
So
Ward
weird.
was watching.
Well, I think the DC Omnibus episode is 1,000 near us, damn it. Already.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's been out a week. Right, I'll be
That's
right back.
crazy. Okay, get your kettle. Hmm. I don't feel like I got the strongest picks for this month, but that's why we got Dave. That's why Dave's here. And as well, during the show, if anything that we've picked has been read by everybody who's watching live with us, feel free to give us some input, some takeaways from it. If it's good, if you recommend it, if not, helps. Because some of these are blind picks for me too. Just going off of reputation, something that you've seen around before.
Pardon me, sorry about that.
Didn't hear it.
Oh, good.
I didn't. That's all right.
It was a surprise burp. It was quite loud. I wasn't expecting it.
I was walking my dog the other day with my headphones on, and I let one rip.
No.
My neighbors were sitting outside.
And who was shitting outside?
My neighbors were sitting outside.
No.
And they looked at me, and I just went, "Excuse me." Whatever. It was a good one. You got to let those out.
I did that in the office I worked in once. I walked into the other
Gotta do
floor.
it
I used to have
sometimes.
to go and check the photocopiers every so often. And I went downstairs and walked in, and for some reason I just did this, like, you know when you feel it and you try and walk differently, so you're squeezing the
It comes
cheeks,
out, yeah,
and it
but
just
that's
makes
like,
it louder. I ended up,
yeah,
rather than just make out it wasn't me or brush it off or anything, I did a Luigi jump. You know the way Luigi jumps in the Mario games? It's almost like he's in the air for too long.
it probably sounded like a trumpet solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Good old bebop jazz. I bet. Nice. I like it.
Can he send you an action figure? Oh my god, I hope so. I doubt he's... Well, no, he's probably... I wonder if he has got the action figure. That would be interesting, actually.
Shall we begin?
Let
Drop the boom.
us begin.
No more wasted time. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and... boom. Welcome back, everybody, to the Omniverse Comics Guide podcast. We are your Omniverse Comics Guide guys. As you can see, I'm Eric Anthony. That's my pal Dave
Hello.
Molyneux. Did I say it right? I
Yeah,
said it
close
right.
enough.
Close enough. Everybody who's with us watching on Twitch, thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. Everybody who's watching on YouTube, give us that thumbs up, the bell. What do they call it there? The notification
The
and the
bell end.
subscribe. Yes, that'd be very, very helpful. And if you're listening on any other podcast platform, do the same there. Give us a review, comment, tell us what you like, what you don't like, but most importantly, omniversecomics.guide, where you go for your reading reviews. Your I can just tell someone said something in the chat. Your reading reviews, your podcast, your creator item specials, your interviews with creators, collector item specials. That's what it's called. Anyways, I'm sure Omega Bread said something that messed up Dave, that messed up me. Thank you, Omega.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. OmniverseComics.guide. My pal Dave's reading orders are second to none.
Oh, stop it, you.
Let's begin. I look
Right.
a little dark on the screen. Let me brighten up, put some makeup on. There you go. That's better. I'm gonna get a headache, but I'll be good.
Sure. Sure you good?
Yes, I'll be good. All right, Dave.
Incoming for
er,
July 2025.
Man, already. Have you been enjoying reading a couple things so far this year? Not
No.
things that have been purchased, but just things in the collection because clearly we've got a lot of things to
Yeah.
read throughout the year. And I like to keep track of stuff that I've read just to make sure we can, if there's a subject coming up, I could go through the Rolodex and be like, okay, that could be an option. I've read
Yeah,
that. I can refer to that. It helps in that regard.
it does.
But
In terms of new
I
releases, though,
not so much this year for me.
no, I've read
Not so
one new
much.
release. I've bought some floppies, but
Okay.
yeah, I just haven't had a chance. So I'm probably going to do a big end of year cram and then go, yeah, we need to get enough here for the review of the year.
Yeah, no, I've read maybe two or three things so far. It's stuff I've liked, stuff I was waiting for, like I was looking forward to reading it. But we'll see. There's gonna be more stuff coming in these next summer months. It's a packed month. I gotta see what is going on.
More stuff to buy and not read for a long time. Sorry, literally, he just said I once farted while getting Holy Communion, and that just set me off. I was an
I
altar
believe it.
boy, and I farted on the altar, and that ruined midnight mass at Christmas for everyone.
I think it would make it, to be quite honest.
I just laughed. I was in so much trouble. So no, Francis Hockey farted. It wasn't me. It was Francis Hockey. He farted, and it made me laugh. And then I couldn't control it, and I shook for the rest of the thing.
You know what? There ain't nothing. Everyone does it. Just let it out. Feel better.
This might not be in the final cut.
That's okay. That's okay. Um, yes. So July is a pretty good month. A lot of stuff to look forward to. Stuff I don't think has ever been released. Some things that they're re-releasing and reformatting. So it's an interesting month, full of stuff. Is it your turn to go first?
I think it's you.
Is it me? Are you sure? It was me first last week.
Was it?
It was.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'll go
Yeah,
first. That's
pretty
fine.
sure.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be stealing anything. So
Okay.
yeah.
I think you might.
No, we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, my first for this evening is Zombie Tales Complete Collection. It's from Boom Studios and it is by Mark Waid, Keith Giffen, Steve Niles, Carl Kiesel, Tom Payer, Ming Doyle, Bill Messner, Lobes. I knew I was going to screw up someone's name. Tom Fowler, Ron Lim, Fabio Moon, and more. It's 428 pages. It collects Zombie Tales, Zombie Tales Oblivious, Zombie Tales the Dead, and Zombie Tales the Series 1 to 12. So I'm not normally much of a zombie guy, but I saw Mark Waid's name on it, to be honest, and that was what sold it to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that it's a pretty decent row of creators there listed on that book. You're gonna get a quality story somewhere within
Well,
those 12 issues for sure.
yeah, I mean, I think it's an anthology. I'll tell you what, yeah, it is an anthology. For this one, I will read the blurb because this is new. This is entirely new to me. The ultimate zombie anthology has risen from the grave and it's still hungry. From deeply disturbing tales of terror to gut busting laughs, this collection has something for every type of zombie fan, featuring work from the likes of all those people I just listed and among a host of other horror heavies. Apparently, and this new collection reassembles the complete series in a single volume for the first time. And yeah, 428 pages. So it's edging towards chunker territory. But, you know,
We like them chunker. We like them chunky.
we do like them chunky, don't we?
Yeah, why not? They need love too.
Don't they just?
Nice, nice pick. I wasn't on my radar at all. That's why I depend on you for these
Obscure
hidden
omnibuses.
gems,
Ooh.
because you know what a hidden gem is.
Whatever do you mean?
Very nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Zombie Tales Boom Studios.
Yeah.
All right. My first pick is volume two of a omnibus set that I had listed, I think, previously on our most wanted Omnis episodes. So it's really cool that volume two is finally on its way. It's the Captain America Mark Gruenwald volume two.
Of course.
I'm gonna go over what it collects because again, this is a very extensive run. I think he was on Captain America perhaps as long, almost as long as um, Peter David was on the Hulk,
Yeah,
somewhere in
there'll
the
be about four
ballpark.
volumes for this.
So this volume here is a key volume. I think the first one has a lot of strong material that really builds to the crescendo that this where this picks up from, and it's after issue 350. Wait, issue 350 is after the Cap No More or the beginning?
Yeah, the Captain runs from 332, I think, to 350, and then there's kind of an epilogue in 351. And then this is where Kieran Dwyer is firmly in the artist seat, and then Ron Lim comes along later, and it establishes a relationship with Diamondback a lot more, which I loved. I loved this. This was when I first started picking up Captain America comics. So my first
Yeah.
issue was 354 with what looked like Cap in his old the captain costume punching the letters on the front cover, but it's actually US agent. Technically, his first appearance. It's argued as to whether it's because it came out the same month as West Coast Avengers number 45, I think it was. But his first appearance was in both of those issues that month. So
Yeah.
whichever one came out
I
the first
think I
week.
I think I've read up to this point or just after it. So from where Roger Stern takes on the book in the what is it? The
Early 80s.
280s?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then or it was like the two issues 250 somewhere in around there through the
Yeah, up to
JMD. I think
255
I've
ish, I think.
yeah, I think I've read up to this point with the Cap No More story
Okay.
or the Captain.
Yeah.
And so, but I know that a lot of the stuff that follows after that is really strong, adventurous, like
Oh, yeah.
great, great stories.
These are really just. This is just no holds barred. Good,
Fun.
fun, upbeat. I always say fun, don't I? But it is. They're just fun comics, man. I mean, you got Baron Zemo in there. You've got God, who else? Crossbones is introduced. You got the Red Skull coming back. You've got
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff in there, and then it's just before it drops off because I don't necessarily recommend Volume 3.
Yeah. If that's fair. And that's something that a lot of people have mentioned, but again, very long run. And there's a lot of really key classic Captain America stories during this
Yes.
Grunwald one, and a lot of them are featured in this volume. I have a good portion of this era collected in the Epic collections,
Hmm.
so I don't know if I'll be picking this up because I've had fun putting that together over the years because these weren't collected anywhere else.
No, they
It was
won't. Yeah.
so it's really cool that they're putting it out now.
Apart from maybe
It
Streets of
deserves it.
Poison, but I can't remember if they collected it or not. Does the Secret Empire story take place? No, Secret Empire is the 70s. So
Steve Englehart, yeah.
that was well before even the Roger Stern run.
But I could be wrong, but I think that that omnibus actually that collects that is coming out either in June or in the summertime, the one that collects that story.
Ah, okay. I don't know.
Or it could be an epic collection. something like that. It is being released in one of those formats very soon.
Okay. I've never
Yeah,
actually read the original Secret Empire, but I have it down on my list to read because it's
me neither.
technically a crossover.
Oh, right, 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 right,
But
right.
I've sort of
Gotcha.
been putting it off a little bit.
Okay. Dave, take it
Yeah.
away with your number two.
Oh, all right then, since you asked me so nicely. My number two is The Terrifics Complete Collection, trade paperback. Now, this is by Jeff Lemire, Ivan Reyes, Doc Shaner, Del Eaglesham, Jean Lun Yang, Stephen Segovia, Dan Mora, and more. It's from DC Comics. It's so if you are going to go see Superman this summer, which I hope you will, and I hope you like it. I'm really looking forward to it, man. I'm
Me
really
too. Me
looking forward
too.
to it.
Oh man.
But a couple of the characters from that series are in this team. So it's a very, very random team. It almost looks kind of Doom Patrol y. But it's Plastic Man, Metamorpho. Oh, who's that? Is that Elastigirl? I can't remember. Mr. Terrific. Now, this collects these 4 volumes. So it's going to be about this thick,
Nice.
760 pages. And it's the complete series. It's a bit of an oddball series. I've read the first 2 volumes. Who is that? I can't remember who the 4th member of the team is. Isn't that terrible? Phantom Girl.
Okay. So I feel like it was, if I remember correctly, because I read the first volume of this,
Oh, you did?
and I did, and I remember Jeff Lemire talking about it at a Toronto Fan Expo Con.
Yeah.
Basically, them kind of trying to do a Fantastic Four sort of
Oh,
thing.
okay. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah. It's. I mean, yeah,
The
that
Terrifics, the
that does make
Fantastic, yeah,
sense. Yeah, it's
yeah.
got that kind of feel to it, hasn't it? But I mean, what's interesting about it, and the reason why I stopped reading was because partway through 2, they bump into, or is it the end of 1? I think they bump into Tom Strong
Okay,
from Alan Moore's ABC comics.
okay.
So I thought, you know what, I need to read my Tom Strong book to actually appreciate this moment. And then got partway through Tom Strong, got a bit bored because it was Alan Moore being Alan Moore again. And then I forgot to finish reading the Terrifics, which is shameless. So or shameful at least. So I mean I've already got them. However, there's a part of me that's very tempted to sell these and get the chunker because it's a chunker in it. It's a chunker,
It's
and it's going to
Chunker,
have the
yeah.
Terrifics written all down the spine in nice big, nice fancy font. So this thing, like I say, 760 pages. I mean, like, oh, look at that. Imagine that. Imagine handling that girth. Look at
I
it.
can.
You can get, like,
It's
wrap your fingers around it. It's out on the 29th of July, so towards the end of the month.
it's
And
about 25
paperback,
issues.
30.
That's like the perfect amount in a collection for me now. I
Yeah.
love that 20. Like the Doctor Fate was around that amount of issues.
Yeah. Yeah, about the
Great.
same, right? It's just nice. And you feel like, I like carrying these around with me as well. Just take your book out. When I read them on the train, I get stopped by
Because
the
you're always taking
ticket
your book
person,
out
just
on the
going,
train.
"What the hell have you got? That's going to take you ages, mate." It's like, no, it's mostly pictures. You're fine.
Yeah, 1 week. That's it,
Yeah,
at most.
if that.
Nice. Again, something that wasn't on my radar. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's all right.
I was looking at what was coming out from DC and it, anyways. All right. Nice. No doubled up yet. I'm gonna go to DC and I am going to go with a series that I've recommended and mentioned in the past in different episodes. Maybe the Halloween one. I'm gonna go with The Deceased Omnibus by Tom Taylor. The 2 volumes that I've read in the hardcovers that came out. Let's see what this collects here. So it Deceased 1 to 6, Deceased A Good Day to Die, issue 1, Deceased Dead Planet, which is the second series, issues 1 to 7, Deceased The Unkillables 1 to 3, Deceased Hope at World's End 1 to 15. I didn't
Oh,
know that they had a 15-issue run, unless it's digital. Deceased War of
oh
the
right
Undead
then.
Gods. The page counts 1,056 pages. So this is a legit full-on omnibus. Yes, those are 15 issues. Good to know. Um, for those who haven't read it, I'll just go over a quick book overview of it because it is quite interesting, and it is quote unquote out of continuity. So it's a great place to jump on if you want to just read a really cool story involving the DC universe. And if you have even like a peripheral knowledge of the characters, you'll be fine. So, a mysterious technovirus has been released on Earth, infecting 600 million people, turning them into vicious undead creatures. With the world turned into a war zone, can the heroes face their most monstrous threat? Now, it sounds like your typical zombie fare. The difference is the people that it infects. It's it's no holds barred because again, Tom Taylor's has the gloves off in a way where he can break the toys in this one.
Hmm.
So there's things that happen that make you go, "Oh no, you're not supposed to do that. You don't do that. That'll destroy the character." And sometimes it does, which is the fun part of series like this, kind of like Injustice, where nothing is off the table because it's this story. It's not affecting everything else. And sometimes that's the most refreshing way to read comics when
Yeah, it's
I
freeing, isn't
feel
it? Really.
it is because I feel, and this is someone else had said this it was Katie Swatsky who had said it to me. She goes, the best superhero stories have already been told. Like trying to make your name retelling the same story that you loved and trying to just tweak it to the way you wanted it to be is kind of what's happening. She didn't say all that, but more so to the effect that like those Captain America stories from Mark Grunwald and Mark Waid and Ed Brubaker, like it's not you're not gonna top a lot of this stuff, you know? And there's
Well,
so much of it we could go back and read
yeah,
now.
yeah. Well, even Grant Morrison said when he was writing the X Men, you basically just have to disguise the fact that you're giving people essentially the same stories they've read before, but just a little tweak. Whereas with these kind of Elseworld stories, especially when the way Tom Taylor does it is really really smart. I really like the way that he plays it. It was like when he left Injustice, and it just wasn't quite as good. And I think he came back at the end or returned to it later. But he's got this knack for it. He does kind of get the characters. He knows that if you just change a little bit of this and turn up the volume here, it's going to just create this whole different result. And the continuity, it doesn't matter who dies, basically. It's almost like Game of Thrones DC.
Yeah, yeah. It's like DC being an Image comic where anything's on the table, what you
Yeah.
want to do with it. And some things that you wouldn't do, like if you remove this character, who's going to want to read the story now? That could happen
Yeah.
in this, which is really cool and scary. It's legitimately scary, especially because I don't think this was coming out during that time, but we had, a global
Oh,
scare
yeah.
of a virus, and so if you read this post that, knowing that's, shit can shut down when the superheroes are being affected, you're like, oh, if that gets Batman,
Oh,
we're in
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah. Oh,
Those
point.
that while you're reading it, you're thinking about that. Like,
Uh huh.
damn, that'd be a crazy zombie. So deceased
Zombat.
Zombat. Yeah,
Oh,
it's probably the
excellent. That's a
series.
good choice. I think that is then complete, isn't it, as well? That's the whole
Yeah,
saga.
yeah.
Excellent stuff. Good choice, man. I like it. I'm going to jump into my third for tonight, and I can't say the name of it. So I don't know if oh, wish me luck, man. I don't know if Raf's here yet, but this this is mentioned in our upcoming manga episode, but I wanted to mention it here too. It's from Dark Horse Comics. It's called Planetes. Plan. Oh God! Make it stop. Planetes. Planets. Deluxe edition, book one. It is a manga. It's by Makoto Yukimura. 528 pages, so another little bit of a chunker. They've done a really lovely job of this book, man. Really, really, it looks gorgeous. It's nice. I want it on my
If you
shelf.
could, if you
However,
could tell me the name of it, I'd look it up. But
can't tell you that.
since,
I'll show you the front cover of the versions I've got. This is the paperback versions that came out a few years back. This is highly praised, and yet again, shamefully, I'm going to
yes,
fess up to the fact that I have not read it. I've had these books for years, but I haven't got around to reading it yet. But seeing that silver covered hardcover from Dark Horse, made me go like, oh damn, do I get rid of these and get that? And then I'll definitely want to read it. It looks nice and tactile with its opposite of embossed. Embossed? What's it when it's inverted bossed? Like a boss. That's what it's called. I work in
Busted.
print. Busted. You gotta fight. So this is the first half of the saga. So it's 2 books. This one is out the 29th of July, and book 2 is out in December. So you'll have the whole saga in 2 volumes, really, really, really nice volumes by the end of the year.
Beautiful.
And that's
So
called Planetis.
I think Planetes is good.
Okay,
Planetes.
I'll take that.
Why not? Like, what do you want from us, man? Trying our best out here.
We're trying.
Time for commercial break?
Let's do commercial break. I'm going to dive right
Commercial
in.
break.
Okay, bear with me. The last time we did commercial break, there weren't many updates. This time there's quite a few. So
Okay.
I'm going to end on podcast, so that's when you'll know I'm done. Get ready. Strap in. Character reading orders. We've got Peter David's X Factor Investigations run, which gets the spotlight in our X Factor reading order 2004 to 2013. Events reading orders. We've got the Superman-centric The Secret Revealed, The Secret Revealed, which is John Byrne's first Superman mini crossover. Years later, Superman's identity runs the risk of becoming public again in 2020's The Truth Revealed by Brian Michael Bendis. The Teen Titans and Omega Men join forces in Storm Warning, spinning out of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And speaking of that event, we have the most comprehensive Crisis on Infinite Earths reading order available on the site. Marvel's Ultimatum rocked the Ultimate Universe in 2009, so you can see what order to read that in and what you can skip, and you can skip a fair bit, if not the whole thing. Get the complete guide to Spider-Man's Brand New Day, Jumping On Point from 2007, and head into the Valiant universe with the updated entry spotlighting At War with Unity. He said it wrong. Background reading in our special extra little bonusy features. We've got Official Handbook of the Marvel Universe, Book of the Dead, Where Are They Now? Which features the Ani-Men. Don't all rush to read that one. You know, there's someone I'm doing. I'm just going, why the fuck am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Who cares?
Punishing yourself.
Yeah.
Self-flagellation.
Oh, it is, isn't it? I do like that, though. Our Kickstarter spotlight focuses on Matt Stapleton and Reese Witherspoon's Jaws sequel, Aurora, which follows what happens to Hooper after the film. And finally, podcast and video. Eric spends quality time with Ron Friends in our most recent creator interview. Find out what we're most looking forward to with our June 2025 incoming collector editions. Our most wanted DC omnibus list for 2025 has been getting a lot of attention, which is grand. Get into some overlooked, deserving... Sorry... Tongue twisters, man. I'm not good at them. And finally, get into some overlooked, deserving reads with our top 10 hidden gems episode, or as I like to call it, our top 9 hidden gems plus 1.
Shut up and shit in your shoes. All of you guys.
Do you know
Shout
what?
out to my mom.
I'm going to
That's
do
what she used
something
to say
really
to me.
quick. What, shit in your shoes?
Yeah.
That mate, when you said that last week, it really made me laugh. I am going to say something in addition to that, though, but I want to make sure I credit somebody, so bear with me. It's probably going to play a bit of sound for a sec. There we go.
Okay.
Right. I will say this one thing. Oh, fuck nuts. Right. We had a comment from... I'm so sorry if I balls this up. Trajsen Seski 2968, who said Superman Lost was amazing, and I do consider it a hidden gem. Most people slept on it.
Thank you.
So
It slept.
I'm
That's
gonna-
the term as well.
I'm going to
Slept
take
on.
off my Superman shoes and
Yeah.
shit in them.
Don't shit in those ones. Those are nice shoes.
Thank you. Do you want to have another look?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see them again. Yeah, don't shit in the good shoes.
I don't stretch that way anymore. I think I just pulled something and not in a good way.
Thank you for. I wish Dave didn't butcher your name so I could shout you out. But thank you for supporting my hidden gem choice.
Trisen. I'm not going to try it again. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. As if anyone watches regularly, you'll know that I can't do any names that are from outside London.
Was this on YouTube?
Yes, this was on YouTube.
Thank you, Trison on YouTube, if you're watching this. I agree with you. No one else does, but I agree with you. All right.
You got a
Uh,
fan.
I got one. All right. And my mom. Uh,
Oh,
let's go back
I
into the
like to think
countdown.
she
Number
loves us
three.
both equally.
She does. She does pay attention to when you get your hair cut and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, thanks,
Um,
Eric's mum.
I've got a completely blind buy, or maybe not a blind buy. If I buy this, it have to be on sale because it is a blind purchase, and you'll probably be able to talk about it or talk me out of it. And
Okay.
it is Strike Force Moritari.
Oh, interesting.
We we who are about to die.
Nice.
Um, Peter Gillis,
Mm.
Brent Anderson,
Mm.
Mark Bagley, and I don't know the other gentleman's first name. Hudnall was his last name or her last name. I'm not sure. Anyways, the epic sci-fi cult favorite sensation of the 80s is collected in a single hardcover. I'm a sucker for sci-fi genre,
Hmm.
especially cult classics, stuff that is off the beaten path
Yep.
that, I gave a shot to Sigil. I read the whole
Yeah, of
thing,
course you did. Yeah.
right? Just to be disappointed at the fact that it never ended. But anyways, this is Strike Force Morituri issues 1 to 31 and Strike Force Morituri Electric Undertow 1 to 5.
Hmm.
And are you familiar with it?
I'm only familiar with it by name. I used to see the adverts inside the old 80s
Okay.
comics
Okay.
for it, but I've always been curious about it. And when I saw that they'd done an omnibus of it, I was really interested, but I completely overlooked it. But I don't know anything about it. But I think all I know is I think it stands alone. It's not in the Marvel universe, as
Right.
far as I'm aware.
It
I
seemed
can check that
like
while you're.
when I was reading the description of it, I didn't realize it was being published by Marvel at first because I just looked at the cover, the creators, but the premise. A savage alien race called the Horde has invaded Earth. That's very typical, enslaving its people and plundering its resources. Scientists have devised a method of fighting back, the Morituri process, which grants enhanced ability to a select few compatible humans. Still nothing too crazy. Your standard fare, but the transformation is fatal within a year. Now, a handful of brave volunteers make Strike Force Morituri an elite, experimental, and highly effective fighting force against the Horde's depredations. But the heat of every battle, the celebration of every victory, and every quiet moment is also tainted by the inescapable knowledge that win or lose, their fate is sealed, which is cool. That's an interesting premise to go through a run of comics that is telling the story of characters whose fate is basically sealed, as the description says, but is it? You got to read it to find out. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I'm intrigued. I want to know what happens. It's a sci-fi cult classic. I'm in.
Uh huh. No, likewise. I really, really want to read it. Funnily enough, Marvel Man, who is another great source for that era of comics, has literally just
Thank
said
you,
of the very few Marvel 80s comics. Sorry, one of the very few Marvel 80s
James
comics I
Hudnall.
haven't
Thank you.
read. It's a bit of a mystery, this one. It's set on Earth 1287, apparently, and it is completely standalone. These two series collected in this book are the only stories set in that world. So this is completely self contained, and as far as I'm aware, it's complete. James
In.
Hudnall was the other writer who also did work
Thank
on
you.
Alpha Flight, said Omega Bread.
Thank you, Omega Bread. And that's why you guys are
The
so
greatest.
priceless. Yes, you keep us honest.
Oh, I
Appreciate
wouldn't go
it.
that far.
Well, not you.
Oh, bastard.
Uh, all right. Dave, take it away.
Okay, my number 4 tonight is X Factor by Peter David Omnibus Volume 4. This shouldn't come as any surprise. This wraps up his X Factor Investigations run and his entire X Factor run, because initially he did the issue 71 upwards of X Factor, well, number 70, which was the epilogue to Muir Island saga, and then they did the government team after that. So he did that run, and then he came back and did X Factor Investigations, which won loads and loads of acclaim, but not a huge number of people read it. And then that series finished, got to its end with issue 262, and then they did All New X Factor, which ran for 20 issues. I thought it was less than that. Wasn't quite as strong, had a whole different vibe again, but some familiar faces, some new, like Gambit was in it and stuff. But yeah, this is by Peter David, Leonard Kirk, Neil Edwards, and more. It's 1,152 pages. It's the 2005 X Factor series, 233 to 262. The all new X Factor follow up I mentioned, 1 to 20. And X Men Legends, the 2021 series, 5 to 6, which is an untold tale, a two-part untold tale set between his original X Factor run between issues 75 and 76. So this
Okay.
is now complete. This is his entire work on X Factor. Of course, we haven't mentioned yet or made mention of the fact that we lost Peter David recently. That really surprised me how hard that hit. Really, it's always like it was quite. His work's always been a really big part of my life. Like as a comic obsessive, and then particularly obsessed with his Hulk and his X Factor, and loved his Captain Marvel. But it didn't. For me, it was never as good as those other two. And of course, there's tons and tons of other work, and there's still loads of his stuff from him that I've never read. So there's
So
loads out there,
prolific.
incredibly prolific. It's impressive the amount of work that he put out, and there's very little that didn't
He
hit.
wrote novels too.
He wrote novels, yeah, a lot of Star Trek novels and other
Like he,
sci-fi properties.
when you think of the comic stuff he wrote, like you're right, he's got all of those X Factor, 4 volumes of X Factor, 4 volumes of the Incredible Hulk
Hmm.
of that original run, plus a fifth one with
Yeah,
all the
that's true, and the
other stuff
Maestro
he did,
one,
the Maestro one, right?
exactly.
Jeez. And then think about the
Spider-Man 2099,
Spider-Man 2099. Yeah,
and
two
then
omnibus full of that.
Supergirl, which I think they're starting.
Aquaman,
Yeah, and then you've got the odd little thing here
crazy.
and there, like Marvel versus DC, which he wrote half of, and
Yeah. No,
there's
he was
tons.
yeah.
So
Ah, man. It's yeah, it's tough to see the a lot of these creators
hmm,
no longer with us. Like it's that's why I try my best to get some of the older, the senior creators that wrote the stuff in the 80s and the 70s. If they're still with us, try to talk to them about it because they've got a wealth of information
yeah, well,
to share,
there's
right?
that's just it. There's so many stories and there's so many things, that we may never know. But I love finding out about all that behind the scenes stuff from back in those days because that was when I started reading. So
Yeah.
hearing
Well,
the stuff from Ron Friends talking about Spider-Man and what happened on that, it was like that was when I started, and you're really finding out how it works. And he was in his 20s.
yeah.
This is
It,
nuts.
a really, really good resource to shout out a podcast. My pal Adam Chapman, he had some really good conversations with Tom Brevoort as well as Ralph Macchio. And Ralph Macchio has some really good stories and intel on stuff that's just not available. He was very good friends with Mark Grunwald, right? Right. So he's got all kinds of really interesting behind the scenes stories.
Yeah.
So you can check those out on
Oh,
Adam Chapman's
good
Comic
shout.
Shenanigans. It's a good resource for that. Um, yeah. Okay. Is it my number 4 now? Is that where we're at?
Yes, the only thing I was going to say was
Oh, yes, please. X
just
Factor.
yeah, X Factor. Just to, I think I wasn't sure if I said this wraps up the whole thing, but it comes out on the 22nd of July.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. I'm going to do what I've been trying to do every episode and shout out Superman. Let's
Really?
give him some. Yeah, let's.
When you mentioned him in the top 10 80 Spider-Man, I was very surprised.
I found a way to sneak it in. Um, Superman Omnibus by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Volume
Ah,
1. That's very cool. The It's a little bit annoying for myself because I did buy the War World Compendium.
so did I.
And I was really excited that they had put that together because this had come out in trades and hardcovers and the like. So to see them be committed to like this story being featured in a collected edition of some kind so soon was really promising. I was really excited about that. Now they're really going all the way with it and saying this run was so strong, we're gonna put out 2 Superman omnis from Philip Kennedy Johnson. Um, I'm not sure where this one ends in regards to the war world and what is
I
collected
think it takes us
afterwards.
up to the end of that saga, and then I believe, and then I think the next book is issue 1051 up. So it's the post whatever event thing it was. I can't remember now, post.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much
Yeah.
he did afterwards. I'm not aware of that. But I know that,
Yeah, I think he's. I thought he was still doing it, but maybe he's stopped
yeah,
now. But there'll be enough to fill another Omni.
okay. Strong stuff. He takes one of my favorite Superman storyline or eras of the post John Byrne Superman, the Exile and other stories omnibus, the War World with Mongol. Superman is like basically in a gladiator arena, fighting for his life. This one, it returns him there. There's a certain homage paid to that story, but it's a different story.
Mm.
But if you liked that one and those moments where he's in the gladiatorial arena, this one really leans into that whole aspect a
Yeah,
little bit more. Yeah.
it's
And with
really cool.
it's really cool.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
may, I compare a lot of the stories to Planet Hulk, like that
What
premise of Planet Hulk of this person being stuck somewhere and
alien
becoming the
world ish
yeah.
gladiatorial arena? It's the classic, but then it always makes you think of early Fantastic Four stories where they did that. That's why I always kind of get thrown by the gladiatorial arena. But it depends how you do it. And in this, it somehow feels fresh.
It is. It's a very original take. Like as much as it's more so I'm making those comparisons to say, hey, if you if that was up your alley,
Yeah.
this might be. This might be right up your alley. So check it out. I don't know if I'm going to commit to it just yet, but I probably will. I probably will down the road. It'll probably make the most sense. It's just when you've got a 700 page compendium that collects a lot of this, and that's all it's ever going to be is that book. You're going to have, and you had mentioned before as well that the collection that they had put in the soft cover, it had some bits missing that would have been kind of important to include just for context sake. Not the strongest stories necessarily, but kind of lets you know where you're at.
Yeah.
And it's missing. You feel that it's missing.
There were some bits missing, yeah. Well, it was particularly that Grant Morrison mini, which I think is in this book, if I remember rightly.
Okay. Yeah, I think you are correct. Yes, Superman the Authority 1 to 4. Okay.
Okay, I'm
That's
going.
my number 4.
Ah, nice, nice. Really good choice. I'm really, really glad of all the Superman books, and there are many coming out in July. I'm really glad you picked that one because it's not necessarily the most obvious. Because if people do search for Superman War World, that might not come up.
So would it happen to be a hidden gem?
No. So,
My phone just died. I'm gonna go and get my charger real
all
quick.
right, no worries. Raf's doing me a
Sorry.
favor. All right, there, dude. Sorry, that was very kind of abrupt. Um, But yeah, your timing is perfect, man. Thanks for hopping on. I was trying to pronounce the name of the book earlier, and I can't. And I swear I heard someone say it on a video the other day. I think it was a Dark Horse video where they talked about the book. So it was a struggle. Ask Marvel Marketing if it's a hidden gem. Which one? Which one's a hidden gem? Oh, because yeah. Sorry. There's always got to do. What was he getting again? Oh, his batteries. Batteries ran out. Anyway, yes. What was I going to say? Charger. Thank you. So we've only got 2 left. Why don't we? I don't know if anyone's ordered anything for July. And incidentally, I did notice some people were talking about the price of some of the books. I've noticed Marvel's omnibus prices have really gone up to the point where I think they're edging towards
I'm
pricing
back.
themselves out at the moment. But I think that Cap one was particularly pricey.
Hello.
Marvel's Omnis are expensive. I was just whinging.
Yeah,
A
the
lot more
price of these
expensive than
things.
DC's for the same page count.
Yeah, that's always kind of been the bone I pick with the Marvel Omnis is that their justification of what suddenly costs something. It's always been strange to me. Like the X-Men from Jim Lee has been always been overpriced in my opinion. 800 pages and they're $163
Oh,
in my country.
yeah,
It's
that's a
like
lot. That is a lot.
it's a lot. It
Yeah.
doesn't collect as much as I'm paying for.
Um,
Uh,
I'm gonna say something here. Just to pause for a moment. Meat
yes.
Trunks is sorry. I never know if I should call you Meat Trunks on here or Raf. Let me start again. I'm gonna pause for a moment just to say that Raf has jumped into the chat, and he's given me a guide on how to pronounce that book, which he's got. I'm going to try my best, dude. So thank you for doing this, and please feel free to berate me if I fail. Puran. Shit beans. Straight off the bat, I ballsed it. Puranetesu. Really? Su?
Puranatesu.
Puranetesu.
Puranatesu.
Or is that how it's pronounced in Japanese?
Puranatesu.
Puranetesu.
Puranatesu. There you go. You have to say it
Puranetesu.
fast.
Sounds like, I don't know if that counts as.
Puranatesu. Kind of sounds sexy.
Oh, thank you.
Eric's
Oh,
got it.
Eric's
I got
got
it.
it.
All right.
He's the guy with the pronunciations.
Where did we leave off here? Are we on
I'm on
number
my
4 for
last.
me? You're on your last? Take it
Yeah.
away.
My
Take it
last
away. Yes.
two Nidget is one that I nearly missed somehow. I don't quite know what happened, but I'm so excited for this book. This is the entire series collected in 600 pages in a deluxe edition. It's by Tim Seeley and Tony Fleeks. It's called Local Man. It's the deluxe version of that. It's collecting Local Man 1 to 13 and issue 25, Local Man Gold, and Local Man Bad Girls. This is a shameless celebration of 90s image garishness. It parodies it and adores it and celebrates it as it goes. This book is one of my favorites of the last couple of years. I think I listed Local Man Volume 1 in our top 20 books of the year to 2023. I love it. Tim Seeley never fails for me. He's one of those people you just go, I don't know if I like the look of it. Oh, Tim Seeley's on it. Yeah, all right. I'm in.
Yeah. I did a whole month of almost a whole month of May or April of just reading Tim Seeley. I
Really?
did
Oh, because you did
Revival
Revival. Yeah.
and Nightwing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. That was good. You're right. He is a solid, trustworthy writer. I'm not sure when it came to the Grayson stuff if I liked his stories or Tom King's stories more because I wasn't sure.
Oh, I wasn't sure if
I,
they were just co-written.
yeah, I can't remember the credits and whatnot because they're both credited there. But anyways, um, yeah, you're right. He's a very safe bet. This was on my list, Local Man. I
Oh,
hadn't
it
read it,
was.
but I was intrigued by it because of the creative team and of course the cover of the book was
Mm.
appealing. But nice. I'm happy that you listed it and you've got actually some, just like with the X Factor, that was on my list as well.
Oh, God, sorry.
But
I poached Tim.
no, 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 it's good because I would have deferred to you anyways with the Peter David books. Sometimes I put them on there and be like, I'll pick it, but then Dave can talk about it.
Nice.
Next time I'm gonna
Half
get
the
a
work.
name that you're gonna have to pronounce.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Okay, my numero cinco.
Yeah, go for it.
This one is this one is a lob. This was pretty basic, pretty simple. It's Spider-Man by Michelini and Bagley, Omnibus Volume 2. For you Spider-Man fans, I know there's a lot of us out there and some on the chats right now live. This is a really cool Omni. If you're a fan of this era, I think people in my age bracket were at the perfect age when this stuff was coming out, so it is chock full of nostalgic feelings when you go through it. It collects Amazing Spider-Man 376 to 393, Annuals 27, 28, Web of Spider-Man 101 to 103. So this is during the Dave's favorite era. That's why his face is kind of like,
What were
meh.
the
This is the
issues?
maximum carnage era. As I'm going through it, I'm like, there's a lot of crossovers here, and that's because you get to the maximum carnage time and
Oh,
all the
that's
four titles. And there's some people who look back at that and be like, I love that stuff.
oh, it's
It
it's
depends.
fascinating to watch when I post stuff about Maximum Carnage because you get one extreme or the other. No one
Yeah.
kind of goes, it was all right, or like, no, I kind of liked it. Like it's either this was terrible or this was so much fun. It's never in
And
the
I think even
middle.
the creators who worked on it feel that way about it.
Yeah, I think it did go on too long, that story, because
Yeah, it was like
it's
what, 14 issues? It
yeah,
dragged it out.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it was a
really
long run.
dragged out.
So it's a whole year's
Yeah,
worth. right?
Yeah,
But
if it was a
for, I
monthly
guess,
books, it would be over a year.
yeah,
But it was
that
just
was
3 months of not any actual carnage. Because no one
min
dies.
minimum carnage.
Minimum carnage.
I'd have to. It's next on my list. I think I've read everything in the from the first omnibus of the Bagley stuff, and I think I've gotten right to Maximum Carnage next. So I'm gonna revisit it, see what it's like. I've read it once completely. I remember a random. I just remember how much of a like it was a real moment in time because they made video games about
Oh
it,
yeah,
and
they
just like
did. Yeah,
everybody in the book. It was just
yeah.
such a
Tons of guest
thing.
stars.
Yeah, like it was this
Was it
big
Deathlock,
marketing thing.
Cloak and Dagger, Captain America, Morbius, Venom?
Yeah. And I distinctly remember seeing the advertisements in every comic book, whether it was a DC comic book or not, because of the video game. So this was like the reign of Superman era. Very, very 90s uh, stuff in here. Naturally, it is the 90s. But this is all stuff right before the Clone War.
Yeah,
For
that's
anybody who's
yeah. So this takes us up to what was it? 393? No,
393. Yeah.
yeah. This is just before the Clone Saga starts. At least from an Amazing Spider-Man perspective. I do still
Yes.
wish they collected the four titles all together instead of splitting them over the, to doing it chronologically, like they did with the alien costume omnis. They just did them in order, like you mix them all together. But now you've still got to do what you had to do in the 90s, but with so much more difficulty. It's just like, I've got to pick up this book, and then I've got to pick up this book over here whenever they release that. Like, why didn't they just do it all in order? Like they're doing with the Superman triangle
Right.
era. Just put it
Right.
in order.
Right. Yeah. Right. I hear what you're saying.
I mean,
They
they're
didn't
already
do
doing
that.
it separate for the epics. Do it in order for this. That's what they used to do.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Put releasing these omnis in order, just keeping them numbered.
Just keeping them as Spider-Man. Well, they could just do the eras. I think numbering is dangerous for something like this because, like you're saying with the Triangle era, people think when you get to Volume 3, I think people start to drop off. So they should
Yeah.
have just done Spider-Man 1991 to 92. Don't call it that, but call it something else. If you did like Spider-Man Maximum Carnage, it would include that, but it would also have the other stories from those four titles that happen around it.
But they've all, I guess the one thing they've done is it's Michelini era because he's basically on for almost like 100 issues,
I mean, yeah,
almost. Right. So it's Michelini and McFarlane, and then it's Michelini and Larson, and it's Michelini and Bagley.
but you can
And
get
you're
that in the
basically,
epics.
yes, you
So
can. But like,
give
again, the
people an
epics
option.
don't, yeah, yeah, no, it's true. But for
Sorry.
the Spider-Man completists, no, 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 absolutely. For the Spider-Man completists, this is a fun time, and it'll definitely bring you back some good old-fashioned memories of playing at the arcade, having candy or a drink that was way too sweet, and reading an overly colorful comic book that just makes you feel like playing video games when you're done. I don't know. It's just one of those comfort comic omnis
There are some
for
really
those
nice
Spider-Man.
issues in here, especially like that Bagley stuff. I really like Bagley on Spider-Man. He does a good
It's
Spidey.
he does. It's one of the reasons this book would be worthwhile. Just looking at his artwork of that time, is just a lot of fun. It's the cartoon in comic book form. It's just beautiful. His stuff. He's a great Spider-Man artist. Him and Romita Jr. are my favorite for
Oh,
sure.
nice choice.
Yeah, those are my top two.
Waringo, it's got to be in my top three.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of Spidey fans have a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with his stuff to list them because I know that it was during like the Ben Riley time, a lot of it. But anyways,
Yeah.
that's my number five. Spider-Man, got to send out love to Spider-Man and Superman all the time. What was
Uh,
on the didn't make it list but's coming out?
Should I just do the lot?
Whatever you want.
Let's do it. I'll just reel it off. Okay, there's still quite a few books coming out, and I think that this kind of underlines a point here. Okay, so get ready. From Albatross Funny Books, we've got Dr. Worthless by Harold Schechter and Eric Powell, which is about, it's the only one I'm going to explain. This is a biography of Frederick, was it Frederick Wortham, the guy that nearly shut down comics in the
Yeah.
1950s? It's
Yes.
about him, but it's a balanced biog. So it actually tells some of the good stuff he did that a lot of people don't know about.
That's
So
good. That's
I'm
fair.
quite
I like
interested
that.
in this one. But as for the rest, from Boom, we got Black Badge by Matt Kint. Omega Bread, cheers for that one. Dark Horse, Blue Book Library Edition, Madman Omnibus, which is the paperback version of the Madman collection, much more affordable. Tomb Raider Colossal Collection, Volume 1. DC Comics, whew, Authority Omnibus, Volume 1. Batman War Games Omnibus, Flex Mentallo Man of Muscle Mystery Deluxe Edition re release. John Constantine Hellblazer by Damien Delano Omnibus Volume 2, Justice League International Book 2 Around the World, Nightwing by Tom Taylor Omnibus, Shade the Changing Man Omnibus Volume 1, Superman The Last Days of Lex Luthor, Superman City of Tomorrow Compendium Chunker, and Superman by Kurt Busiek Volume 2. There's a lot of
And
Superman coming out, like a lot, but there's also a lot of other books coming out, so I kind of feel they should pick one. Or spread out the Superman a bit so that Superman fans have got a hope of getting them.
it's just for the random fans that are gonna go to the bookstores after the movie.
Everyone's
So
going
the
to be
table is full
broke for the
of
summer.
product.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just don't
I'll be
agree with it.
broke. My top 10 at the end of the year might just be Superman books.
I'm expecting it to be for every episode from this point. Image Comics, Old Guard the Immortal Collection, Letter 44 Compendium, Chunker, Sam and Twitch Compendium Volume 1, also Chunker, Standstill Deluxe Edition. From Marvel, we've got Agent Venom Omnibus, Avengers West Coast Epic Collection, Vision Quest, John Burns' run begins. It might even be the whole run, actually, thinking about it. Micronauts Epic Collection, They Come From Inner Space, Spectacular Spider-Man by J.M. DeMatteis,
Mm.
X Factor
No,
by
that's
Peter.
that. Jim DeMatteis is in August.
Oh, was it pushed back?
Pretty sure. I would have listed that
I would have thought so.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's a couple things you've mentioned that I felt weren't July right now, but I
I'm
got
I'm
really
gonna
excited that they might be.
I'm gonna
But the
double
JMD,
check before I do the edit.
JMD, I'm pretty sure is August, at least in Canada.
Um, it is in August 26th, so yeah, it can come out. I'll chop that later. They're re-releasing X Factor by Peter David Omnibus Volume 1, and there's X-Men Onslaught Aftermath, which I was going to list, but it's missing some issues that makes no sense for them not to include, some X Factor issues that tie in really closely to the X-Men issues. And finally, from Oni Press, Meat Eaters appealed to me. But that's a lot to choose from in 1 month, and it was actually quite hard to just pick five, which is great. It's great to have a lot
Yeah,
to choose from.
yeah,
But if you do like to get a lot of different stuff in a variety, it's tough. So I'm just
yeah,
hoping that some of these don't disappear, because it's not going to be a 1 monther, is it? That's more than a paycheck.
yeah. What was it? There was something you mentioned from Image. That could you go over the Image ones one more time for me?
Letter 44.
Letter 44. Thank you. Because that is a pre-order for me, and I'm surprised I didn't mention it. And why didn't I mention it?
I think you did you mention it before? I don't know what it was, a messy one because it's come up before, and then they
You
were going to
mentioned it
release it,
before as
and then
a
it never
as
came
a
out.
you did mention it because you explained the premise of it.
I did. What was that? That
Yes.
was, yeah, I did, but I don't remember what episode.
So I think there's been an error on some of these book selling sites where stuff that was mispriced is being like
Re-released.
re-released or like almost like what you ordered is no longer available.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me a few times.
That seems to have happened to me with Letter 44 as well as Wicked and the Divine because they made a mistake.
Well, I mean, Letter 44 Compendium was going to be released by Oni, and then that was cancelled, and now it's coming out from Image. So that
Yeah, and
also happened.
I don't even have it listed here on my
I think it's
my
because
website.
they switched, so they did cancel it from one publisher, and then it's coming out from a different one.
There you go. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your efficiency
Oh, that's
and
all
your
right.
details.
Do my best.
Excuse me.
On you.
That was fun as always. I'm looking forward to July. Be some movies coming out in July.
Oh yeah. Anything particular?
I am definitely excited for the Formula One movie. You weren't expecting me to say that, but also Superman.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, it's with Brad Pitt.
Oh,
I'm really
okay.
excited for that.
Cool.
You're not a big Formula One fan, but watch it every weekend
Good
when
for
it's on.
you.
Yeah, I love it.
Good.
I want to actually it speaking of England, they're the race that takes place in Silverstone is the one that probably would be my favorite to go to
Well,
if
if
I
you
ever
ever come over,
yeah. Will you
to
come? Will you
give
go
me
together?
no, but knock on my door afterwards, and we'll have a few jars,
Okay, sounds
governor.
good. Governor. Bollocks. Horror. Horror.
Does it really sound like that? Horror.
Horror.
I suppose it does.
I don't know. Everybody watching with us on Twitch, always a pleasure. Looking forward to it. We got some cool content coming your way. Um, some just by happenstance and some that are have been organized. So we'll keep you posted with that stuff. Be on the lookout for some exclusives that will be coming either to YouTube or to the podcast. Check those out. And don't forget to visit us at omniversecomics.guide for all of your reading orders, for your creator interviews, and collector item specials. And remember, Dave's reading orders are second to none.
Oh,
OmniverseComics.guide. Thank you, everybody. Don't spend all your money on your comic books. Make sure you pay your bills.
don't listen to him. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for helping us out tonight. That was really, really
Yes, we really
fine.
appreciate that.
Take care, lads. Great show as per usual. I'm off to fart in my neighbour's face. Why have you written moob? You bunch of tricksters. We'll see you in the Discords
We will see you soon.
for
Yes,
some
in the Discord.
shenanigans.